Working around to John L. Davis. He attacks the lane. Missed the layup. Had a great look at it, too.
These layups are getting missed because we have two of the best shot blocking teams in the country.
Smith connects, and St. Johns has...
Didn't box out.
Davis with 9 points.
And now Knox is on Ejiofor. They switched.
Smith off glass and a foul. Down Leotopoulos the rebound.
Yeah, not getting anything in the lane on these last couple of possessions.
Smith, runner is good. Devion Smith heating up. Timeout.
Johns, because they rely on those things so much.
Leotopoulos to Smith. What a find by
over. And that's what St. Johns needs. They need turnovers and transition like that.
Iwuchukwu providing a boost off the bench. St. Johns, Kadari Richmond, and Aaron Scott continue to sit with 2 fouls apiece. Lewis's pass is blocked, but he gets it back. Smith for 3, and St. Johns has its first. 6 fouls against the Mavericks, 7 against St. Johns with 6:27 to go. St. John's trying to lock up its 10th consecutive victory. Smith, the corner 3. It's good.
They need this kid.
To get rid of that ball, you call a timeout. I know it's early in the game. You don't want to waste it. But you got to have that clock in your head.
Smith, hesitation to the bucket. Beautiful. Stephen Ashworth. 44-43. Iwuchukwu. Devion Smith, the runner. And Ross. Now Lowry, 3. Devion Smith.
Another steal for Scott, and then just perfect placement as that loose ball ends up with screen for the easy one. On the fend up. Oh, little no look. Ends up with Leotopoulos. Smith gets it back on the reload. Bottom.
Just 3 rebounds for Dylan Adewusu. Get it in. Hanging in the air. Dave Coleman. Defended by Ejiofor. Coleman off one leg. It's short.
And that's Ejiofor. And he's the first one down. Energy.
Ahead for Smith. Hard drive. Flips it in.
Smith, baseline, no good. And Smith somehow comes away with it again and scores. Here's Moore trying to muscle his way. Bounces one for screen. Off the mark on the turnaround. And Lewis who's able to clear. Ruben Prey on the floor for St. Johns. Hands off to Smith. Looking for more. Off glass for 2. Inside for 2.
That's the second time they've scored on a baseline out of bounds play.
McCaffrey's first bucket of the night. Smith, the answer on the other end.
There's something different about this UConn team right now.
Here's Lewis on the Euro with a basket, no. Loose ball inside, Aaron Scott. The kick, Smith, and hits. Lewis back in the game. Crossover, pull up off the box. Air ball, loose ball, Devion Smith. There. Smith, pick and roll with Ejiofor. Pull up 3. Wow.
Plug and play whoever in the lineup and still win, and a lot of times it doesn't happen that seamlessly.
Scott. Smith up top jumper. Score.
Blocker trying to get downhill and play bully ball. Ejiofor not having it.
Bucket good basketball and is doing what he always does no matter what program he's been at. He has turned them into a winner.
That's right. Getting his guys to play hard on the defensive end. He wants his players to step up with confidence shooting the basketball. I mean, they're shooting the lights out compared to their season averages. Only 29% as a team.
That's a touch.
I mean, defensively, he is so good at the 5 spot.
Through the hands of D'Amico and a St. Johns takeaway. Smith on the wing. The 6th trip.
They got away with one on blocker.
Smith can't quite stick it. He's battling and he puts it in. Richmond off the shoulder fake. Too strong. Ejiofor in a crowd. Out to Smith for 3. For 3. Loose ball tipped back to Gunn. Short. Leotopoulos with the rebound.
Leotopoulos, they call him Lefty. he's getting a baptism in Big East basketball right now. Feeling like he should have gotten a couple calls. But doesn't go his way.
Freshman from Greece. Remember, Rick Pitino spent 2 years coaching in Greece before coming back to the States to take over Iona. He is 5 for 6 from 3-point range this season. Something perhaps to develop for Chris Holtman.
Oh, no doubt. And it's an indication that he's taking quality looks. A lot of times the guys don't get a lot of time to take some tough looks.
That's what Jemiah Neal can do.
Nice job playing through it. Probably thought he got grabbed. Sometimes players will throw their arms in the air looking for the foul. That was good focus there by Neal.
Smith with a little stop-and-go action from the free throw line. Got the friendly bounce.
Think about it, this is a team who lost their 3rd leading scorer, or their 3rd big-time scorer in Pop Isaacs. And they have figured out how to live life without him. They'd love to have him, but guys have really stepped up. Talk about stepping out, trusting his players, but saying, hey, here's an opportunity. What are you going to do with it?
He's over Kansas. Road win at UConn, win over Marquette. Here's Smith, attacking. Devion Smith is a player.
He really is.
Worth, that's a pure teardrop.
Steven Asper says, I got low speed myself. Wow.
24-year-old seasoned vet. Don't call him an old man in college hoops. He's a dad, too.
Married dad. I mean, you talking about responsibility.
Pass out before St. Johns have to shoot those perimeter shots.
Caravan deep. And Storm trying to find themselves now. Smith steps into a 3 in transition. It's pure and
Jones snaps it off. Missed it.
For him, that's a good look, though. Clean.
In rhythm.
Yeah.
Smith into Jacqueline for 2.
How about that? Empty side there.
Scott has 4 fouls. Got to watch out. Jones the miss. Rebound Richmond. Smith streaking down the lane for the lead.
How about that?
By 12, can St. John's close the deal? They crisscross. Smith got free. Devion Smith to the rim.
Shoulder. Yeah, I think he took one in the shoulder there. At least that's what it looked like. Look how packed in this zone is. They're like daring these guys.
Smith a 3. The shoulder looks okay there. Pay with the 3.
Yeah, they miscommunicated there. They're supposed to switch that every time. They didn't switch. Got to talk that out.
Dixon shooting 47% from deep on the season. As Tyler Tyler Perkins has come on the floor.
If Villanova doesn't go very deep, they're towards the bottom of the nation in bench points. No surprise, Villanova switching all these screens.
Shot clock at 7. Lewis draws the double. Over to Scott. Extra pass, Smith. Deep three. It's good. His second triple tonight.
Guys have been getting better and better and starting to become really good subs.
Smith, another three. It's good.
You know, that time when they decide to double somebody.
The last stoppage was a Rick Pitino timeout. Was not happy with the defense to an uncontested three. So St. Johns with 3 timeouts left as Smith connects in the foul.
Foster penetrates a jump stop. And Foster didn't get the roll.
Hit every part of the rim.
Smith using his speed to get to the cup.
That's what they
McKnight into the defense, floater, no good. Iwu Chukwu with the rebound.
Xavier's been able to get some good looks, but not been able to finish.
Smith for 3. That's a big one.
And he hit it. Oh, my goodness.
Big time. Big time. He knew coming off the ball screen, he had to get it off. And powering his way through is Devion. Angles, and he stepped back and allowed him to create some space. And a quick first step.
Talking about Richmond being a power guard, so was Telford. Ooh, a quick lead. And then offense went cold, and defense got colder, and Butler got back into this game. Butler by 2, Smith. Now we get that shot off, not bad angles on that ball. And Telford, probably going to be their game, and the captain coming down the stretch to Butler. Turnover. Smith pull up, and he hits.
And those are the shots I think they're going to be available. Ashworth was rejected by Richmond. I like this. Richmond backing down Ashworth. Let him off the hook, in my opinion. Richmond should have continued to explore. Smith got to the mid-range and connected. He was so key in the win over Kansas. Kalkbrenner attacking, lost it. 6th Creighton turnover. Devion Smith all the way. Pretty. For a 5th-year guy, you've earned some selfishness. That's exactly right. Wilcher. Scott with the offensive rebound. He could not hit. A scramble for it into the hands of Wilcher. Smith's been quiet in this game, just 2 of 9. Anthony Moore, Devion Smith. Big time. Oh. Springboards Creighton for an open 3. 6 straight for the Jays. They hit 2 threes in the same amount in less than a minute. St. Johns has 2 threes in the whole game. Smith, runner off the window. Devion Smith with a silent. He's short of shot at the rim. You have to put a body on him if you're Creighton. Everybody on their feet in Omaha. Trying to get Wilcher a 3. Smith. Ejiofor. Off the fake. Back to Smith. Smith goes up and hits. 36 seconds. Camden, he had a 30-point game earlier this year against Yale. Smith picks it off. Devion Smith all the way.
Well, he's just from 3. And a lot of that comes from just confidence and just getting the reps in. They're also so athletic that they are more comfortable getting to the rim and finishing in the paint.
They just 4 down to Scott. They made their last 7 shot attempts. Niles at home, 3 for 3. 6 of the team's 12. Niles laying the Florida transfer, and Ejiofor with the board.
And that was a good deflection by Richmond, who caused that miss with a quick hand slap of the ball. There's a nice fade screen for Smith.
Smith and St. Johns is 4 for 4. 3 minutes. Smith. Goodness, Devion Smith, second effort. He never gave up on 19. Shot clock at 2.
Great challenge. Another great challenge and contest by St. Johns. And they're off to the races.
Jaden Glover has checked in. So Rick Pitino's gone 11 deep in this first half. Everybody getting involved. Devion Smith.
Camden and Lane, they're going to be fine in conference play. They also lost a couple players to NIL. They lost Jair Davis, who transferred to Syracuse. Gerald Drumgroove, who went to GW, and then a couple years ago, Andrew Carr, who went to a right-handed player, but does a nice job driving left. Watching him on film, he's very comfortable going to his left, almost as much as a left-handed player, but can finish with either hand, and he's got good size at the 6'4" spot.
Wilcher to Ejiofor, off to Smith. If they track hockey assists,
all right, let's get back to the game.
Sure, Wilcher. Put back for Smith.
Hand up on him.
Richmond could really be a problem in this
transition, but there are times you got to pick and choose when there's no defense back to go ahead and get to that rim.
You expect Providence to jack up threes. That's their game. St. Johns, on the other hand, doesn't normally take as many, but right now they're draining him.
You put it down and you allow the defense to run to you. It shows you a little bit of how Providence is getting into St. Johns' head offensively.
This is a big trip for St. Johns to cut into this lead before halftime. That pull-up Jay does go down. And
so it got him out of rhythm a little bit. He's got to try to find that again. He got off to a hot start to start this game.
We're 2.5 minutes into this second half. Still no Kadari Richmond. There's a leaner. Former head coaches on his staff. As a young head coach, something you rarely see. There's an answer from... Good things have happened when this guy's at it. Now he turns it over, though. Scott, end-to-end. Reversal. Devion Smith.
Even the inventory all over the floor in a tight game, and that's exactly what's happening. Too many turnovers at the wrong time.
Smith, yes, and a foul. And pretty much anything you want out of your out-of-bounds repertoire.
You want to defend, though, with your feet. You don't want to reach in and no silly fouls.
Ejiofor. Looking on Mila. Oh, boy, how about that?
Really identical numbers, 16.3 and 16.4 points per game. Meyer too strong, rebound Smith. He'll look to push the pace. Beats Rivera. Oh, sidestep through for two.
St. Johns is staying home with those shooters.
Smith blocked from behind, got it back and puts it home. Inbound, bounce it, Dunlap. Too strong. Rebound knocked right to Ejiofor. Another opportunity for the Johnnies. Smith off the screen. Oh, the step back three. Splash it home. Right gets caught up again to the outside for Gunn. Step back, tough three. Nearly banked it in.
That was a great contest by Glover again. Trying to get it done at both ends.
Smith says, I'll take it myself.
Communication is the big key for this group right now, to know where they are. Communicating well there on the theft individually with a great...
Him ready for conference, but it's more important to make sure that he's healthy. As a coach, that's your job. And if he's not able to go, he's not able to go, and next man up, and that's what college basketball is all about. That's why you get 13 scholarships, have guys ready to go. Here's your opportunity right now to show that you can do what you tell the coach that you can do. And this guy right here, if he...
The Red Storm D. Run out, Wilcher. Follow is there for Smith. 15 of 23 in the game for the Bulldogs from the stripe. How about Smith?
When you're playing against a team that this loaded, has this much depth and talent, very difficult.
Saw the ovation for Scott and Lewis, both with strong outings. Some of the subs coming in, and the high riser Smith
coming here. But nevertheless, and that's the thing, Jason, about the Big East that's different. As you see Brian still trying to scrap here. That bottom of the league, I don't know where the bottom is now. You know, the window, when it rains.
For the Red Storm as they try to claw back in this game. Devion Smith, step back three. It's down to one.
Yeah, again, has to catch the ball.
And there it's touched and rejected by Richmond. Smith up ahead. Rising at 6 foot to throw it down.
You know, Rick Pitino said that loss in double overtime to Baylor was
So heartbreaking. 99-98, a last-second shot. They had a 5-point lead with 10 minutes to go. He said,
you kind of have to discover where a guy likes to catch the ball, what he's best at, and try to get him in those situations. If you're not sure, whoa.
6 minutes.
Another turnover.
Opening half giveaways. Very uncharacteristic from this Virginia program. Smith recovers. Scott plays it back to him. It's good. McNeely, limitless range, but he missed that one wide to the right. Confidence to pull it from anywhere. Smith, corner pop. Yeah.
Yeah, he can't throw it to himself and shoot.
Smith down the lane, goes high off the glass. Won this event. But this by far and away the best 4-team pod that BD Global has been able to put together here in the Continental Tire Baha Mar Championship.
Staying in that 1-3-1 zone.
Wilcher skips it. Smith lets it fly and lifts the lid off. Oh, the Baylor fans have been given something to cheer about. O'Meara into double figures with 10, the lead down to single digits. Lewis finds Smith, baseline 2, book it.
I've been attracted to him, and whatever I can do to support him in his endeavors, we are doing.
Now tell me a little bit about your athletic career when you were younger. What sports did you play?
Well, I played it all. My favorite sport was baseball, of course, and they say I was quite an athlete when I was younger.
A resort destination, and now unbelievable basketball between a pair of ranked teams. Smith with the quick.
Reached out. Richmond trying to get the friendly bounce, playing some Plinko. Offensive rebound for the Red Storm. Smith got it. Real good look underneath, too, working that. That's a dime. Good ball movement and gets it back. Appelhans.
That's what he does. He shoots the ball from 3.
Got an open look.
Yeah, he did. Good look for him. All 3 of his made shots this year from 3. The percentages are staggering in terms of what he does in the scouting report.
Here is Smith, the Utah transfer with the left hand.
Well, what you do?
Gliding, tapped out.
Good work by Joseph.
On Seal, that's his shot, but he's short this time.
Look up.
Smith stops on a dime.
Oh, smart. Nice. First of all, it was a terrific paint.
Dent again, and that time Aaron Scott said, no can do. Here comes Smith again. Jim, they just come at you in waves.
They sure do. That's.
And Wilcher kicks back to Lewis. Lewis in and out. Rebound by Smith. Devion Smith, count it.
They have gotten hurt. And Smith was 6th nationally in assists last year, so what a find for Rick Pitino as a setup guy. Here's some of this action. Just
here he comes. 5 triple-doubles last year. He was tied for the national ball game. Let's spin it ahead here. What's it come down to for New Mexico to keep climbing back in?
Yeah, I think they would love to get a little double team action on one of the guards and try to rotate and get a quick steal. Remember, Richard Pitino wanted one of those touchdown calls. He'd love to get a full court breakout if he could on a turnover.
Scott gave it thought. A wide open Devion Smith.
Nice decision once again.
Coming up soon. 3 to shoot. Williams way off the mark. Rebound to Smith, who can motor. Devion Smith, look out.
He'll have some time here to make up some ground and build a comfortable lead.
Elton with the look. Richmond rips it away. Richmond for an open look. Smith, bottom.
to lose the game. So right now he has to be pleased, but I'm pretty sure he's like, look, we have to finish because we know St. Johns is going to come with a run.
And how about doing it all without a single made field goal from Amari Monroe? You wouldn't have expected that.
Would not. But when you have Mabry on the hot streak like he is, and then you have St. Johns kind of in a fluster.
Johnson is on one right now.
Yes, he is. 9 points, a game high. Senior from Wichita, Kansas. And he has the last 9 for the Rams. Devion Smith swirls one in from 3.
And I think it's pretty obvious that the guard play of St. Johns is going to be the key to their success.
And that's the thing, you have not one but 2. I mean, last year Danis Jenkins was a terrific point guard, but you got 2 guys.
And Wilcher.
And Wilcher, yeah, throw him in there, yep.